Hello, dear friends. People don't argue about truth, but about the pride of being right. Opinion piece. Reality split. Nature of reality. Different realities. Control and power. Control of perception. According to David Icke, division into two groups: frequency and awareness. Questioning the status quo. Manipulation of perception. Consciousness and awakening. Trapped in the official narrative. Let's start. David Icke explains that humanity is entering a massive division of reality. He argues that people are splitting into two ways of perceiving the world, one conditioned by the system and another one based on questioning it and expanding consciousness. He posits that human perception is limited. Humanity is splitting into two ways of perceiving reality, one controlled and another one conscious, based on questioning the established order. We are not only experiencing a crisis, but also a division of perception. People are seeing different realities depending on their level of consciousness. This fracture fuels conflict, fear and control, while awakening involves recovering a unified vision of reality. David Icke interprets this idea as a fracture in collective perception. One part of humanity is awakening to a hidden reality, while another part remains trapped in the official narrative. This division is not only social or political, but also mental and vibrational. Fear, conflict, and manipulation keep human beings separated, while awakening involves recognizing a more unified consciousness. Reality is perception. What we call reality depends on how the brain interprets information. We only perceive a small part of what exists. Society is splitting into people who accept the official version of the world and others who question it and develop a different perception. He states that institutions and systems influence how people see reality. This keeps the majority within a limited view. He proposes that expanding consciousness allows us to see beyond that limited reality. Each human being chooses which side of reality to be on. Reality is not something objective, but rather an interpretation of the brain. The brain acts as an information decoder, like a radio. It is argued that power systems influence how we perceive reality. This influence keeps most people within a limited worldview. The idea is introduced that everything is energy and frequency, and human perception only captures a small part of what exists. Simulation. In an interview with David Icke with Mauro Biglino, Icke questions reality, history, and traditional beliefs from unconventional perspectives. Icke posits that reality is a kind of simulation, that religion and politics serve as mechanisms of control, and that breaking free from this framework requires a shift in consciousness. The interview focuses on David Icke's ideas about reality as a simulation, the brain as an information processor, and religion as a tool of control. In his view, elites control the perception of reality, and he speaks of social media and cultural manipulation. Icke describes the brain as a kind of biological computer that decodes information rather than producing reality itself. He argues that religion, politics, and orthodox science can function as rigid belief systems that divide people and help maintain control, and he links world conflicts to the generation of human responses based on fear. He states that escaping the simulation requires a shift in frequency, consciousness, and self-identity. Revelation. The Storm writer claims that information about hybrids, ancient civilizations, and underground bases in Iran and the Vatican will soon be revealed. He maintains that the Vatican is hiding a vast underground library containing ancient knowledge and technology related to angels, giants, and the hybrid beings described in the Bible. He presents the simulation as part of a global operation that will change the financial system and reveal biblical truths. He maintains that this information will be revealed publicly in a few weeks, and that current events are part of a global spiritual operation that will transform the planet. He also links these ideas to the Middle East, where there are supposedly underground bases, advanced technology, hidden pyramids, and stockades. Furthermore, it claims that several world leaders are secretly collaborating to dismantle the old financial system. It asserts that the revelation of these matters will soon occur and will change the world. Reset News. You came here to witness the greatest show on earth. Message from Shadow Intel. The golden age isn't coming. It's already here. Gisara activated in 209 nations. The next fall will be shocking. What will you do first with your freedom? Cryptic messages from Axios 4b. Resurrection Protocol. Time has run out. The hidden power wanted a tragedy. They wanted an excuse to prolong this. They thought the darkness would last forever. They were wrong. The resources are deployed. The targets are set. The old system is dead. The resurrection has begun. The QFS architecture is fully operational. The storm is no longer approaching. It has arrived. Light always triumphs over darkness. Observe the water. Middle East. New attacks against Yark Island, a major oil terminal. Iran rejected the ceasefire in response to the US proposal. Trump's warning to Iran, in quotes, open the damn strait and you the damn madman. In quotes, open the damn strait, you damn madman. Iran warns that the US that it will respond beyond the region if it follows through on its threats. Iran rebuilt its missile bases in a matter of hours. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard confirms the death of its intelligence chief. Israel bombed Iran's South Pars plant, the world's largest gas field. A gas field has been discovered off the coast of Egypt at a crucial time. Lebanon calls for negotiation with Israel to avert a humanitarian catastrophe. Trump reiterates his ultimatum and emphasizes that Iran can be wiped out overnight, in quotes. A retired colonel told ABC, Iran uses infrared systems instead of traditional radar. US fighter jets are not designed to counter those systems. Iranian airspace is not safe for fighter jets. A retired colonel told It's the same repetition. Economy. Oil prices rise and stocks fall as war rhetoric intensifies. The current war and the health crisis were intended to trigger a financial reset orchestrated by globalists, according to InfoWars. Tehran's toll for the Strait of Hormuz divide countries into three categories: hostile, neutral, and friendly. The Strait of Hormuz saw the transit of 15 ships in 25 hours, while two tankers carrying Qatari liquefied natural gas made a sudden turn. Iran is allowing Iraqi ships to use the Strait of Hormuz as the total number of weekly transits reaches its highest levels since the start of the war. Europe. All German men aged 17 to 45 must now obtain military approval for overseas travel lasting more than 3 months. Vance criticizes Brussels and promises to help Orban. Orban and his allies accuse Meta of interfering in Hungary's election. Spain. The Easter holiday period generates 211,510 jobs. Spain put its oil and gas supply in the hands of the US. The Spanish Airbus Z295 protagonist in the rescue of the American pilot in Iran. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.